Hey guys, good morning and welcome back to Morning Moments with me or Morning Moments with Shane. So this week we've been talking about authenticity, being real, getting in touch with yourself, and proper contact and communication. We talked about putting cell phones down to be able to get some actual one-on-one human contact and to be able to get yourself connected with yourself. I thought that was an important thing to talk about. The next day, yesterday, we spoke a little bit about the importance of unconditional love and receiving it as much as giving it. And things, animals that you can represent in your life and use animals in your life to be able to benefit from that. Today we're talking about standard just communication. So I've told you how to get reconnected or establish a bond or a relationship, but how do we communicate with that? Well, I've come from a life coaching background also, and you know, it's one of the hardest things that I had to go through anyways, and this is why I went back to study life coaching, was that when I drank and did drugs, the only thing that I communicated through was intoxication. I often say that most of my most laughable moments are impaired, and most of my saddest moments are impaired, and most of my most courageous moments were impaired. And that's a fact of life for me. However, what I will tell you about that is, unfortunately, I didn't feel any of those moments to their 100% because of my use of alcohol and drugs. So what I try to do now is I try to learn a few different ways to actually communicate. And one that I find is very important is listening. It takes a lot of patience sometimes to listen to some people, and but if you listen, odds are they will listen back. So, you know, there's arguments that happen, there's yelling that happen, people overreact to the most minute situations, and you might look at it and be disheveled. The best thing to try to do is stop and listen to their point of view. It might have a purpose, and if not, let them air it out, because there's an old saying we said in the nightclub business: you can't rationalize with a drunk person, you can't rationalize with an irrational person either. So if they're flying off the handle and they're losing their shit, let them, because there's not much you can do to control that. That's the one thing. The second thing is learn how to be a good communicator. You know, and that was very difficult for me to learn how to do. I've always been a talker. Anybody that knows me knows that. But sometimes that doesn't mean communication. That doesn't mean conveying your true feelings and who you are. And the biggest thing with me is that I learned that regardless of what I am feeling, regardless of what I am thinking, if they're my feelings, that's okay. And you're allowed to. So I'd like to pass that to you. A lot of us feel guilty if we feel good about something and somebody else might not feel great about it. Feel good. Learn to communicate with yourself and own your emotions. Be who you are. I masked that for years. I'm an emotional guy, but I couldn't convey it in a relationship properly. I would show a lot of affection. I didn't offer a lot of affection in some relationships in my past. And you know, the one other thing that is very important, well, there's a couple here, I'll go through a couple more, is laugh. Laugh. Laugh is the best remedy of all. I don't care what you think is funny, laugh. Laugh will cure all. It's amazing, amazing medication is laughter. One that I had trouble doing, but I've learned how to manage, is let it go. A lot of things are not going to work out the way you want. And holding on to that bitterness or resentment is going to serve nobody. So, a couple things that I wanted to say. Learn to communicate. Find out what your authentic feelings are, and own them. They're yours. They're yours to share. They're yours to keep private, but they're yours. Own them. And the next one is laugh. Laugh as much as you can. Let it go, and listen. Just try to listen. Anyways, guys, that's our morning moments for this week, and we hope to catch up with you next week. If you have any interesting comments that you'd like to talk about on how to communicate better, feel free to leave them in the little box down below. Catch you next week, guys. Bye for now.